Be live. Let's make sure that's actually the case over on Rumble, of course. We got to play it and then do the thing. Little bit low key today. I'll tell you a little bit about my beach adventures. You may have seen the hermit crab video. I just figured that was funny, doing my best Jacques Cousteau, of course. I've got some more pictures and some more videos and stuff to upload, but I'm taking a little bit easy today. I'm segueing back into work. Of course, I was on vacation for a couple of days and nights. Went to Hampton Beach in New Hampshire, Northampton specifically. Stay at the Windjammer. Big shout out to the Windjammer, which is now called something else. But if you look up Windjammer by the Sea, you can still find it. They can hook you up with a real good stay. Nice and friendly. Good location. If you like tidal pools like me, fuck the beach. I don't want to walk around on the sand. I want to go out at low tide onto the tidal flats and see all the weird shit that I can see out there. That's what I'm talking about. It's all about the tidal pools, dude. This is Mike. Clank, motherfuckers. Tidal pool was cool. More to come, yes. Yeah, I don't understand why you would want to sit there like under a beach umbrella, like shielding yourself from the sun that you're sunning in. And like maybe you go out into the surf a little bit when you could go to the tidal pools. It's so much more fun. As a kid, I never wanted to go on the beach. I mean, you know, I did occasionally, but mainly I just went to the tidal pools and picked up shells, and I've got some fish bones, hundreds and hundreds of cowrie shells. I mean, they're everywhere. I played around with hermit crabs, and there were all sorts of cool things, squiggly little things. Unfortunately, I never found one of those big-ass rock crabs, you know, the ones that are like this big around, the size of a hamburger. I never actually found one, but there were a lot of baby crabs in the rocks. Oh, it's so fun. I had a great time. You can probably tell from my increased tan. The war. Sticks got back with the coke and the money. Yeah. No, but I got back with lots and lots of seashells and some fish bones and a couple of cool rocks. And, you know, you just take responsibly. Last Beacon, good morning, Sticks. Good morning to you as well. I am well rested, although I didn't sleep much last night. I mean, I sort of passed out when we got back. But then I was like up at 2 a.m. or thereabouts, and I couldn't get back to sleep. So I'm like, well, you know, 3 hours is okay. I mean, when you've got coffee, it doesn't really matter. And it was jam and bean, of course. We'll get to them later. Long as I've got jam and bean and a few other things, yeah, I'm good to go. Sticks is the new orange man. Yeah, no, I mean, Jesus, look at me. It overexposes. When I wear this shirt on camera, by the way, I notice that it warms the colors of like everything else on camera. I'm not sure if that's like a Logitech thing or what the hell is happening. But yeah, I've got a nice tan. Yeah, I got plenty of sun. That first day, God, I was out there for 4 or 5 hours. You know, basically you go out a couple hours before peak low tide, and then you stay out there until the water starts rushing in and you can no longer go out onto the tidal area. It is so fun. Last Beacon or Monster energy drink. I've been drinking more coffee lately than energy drinks. I do like them, but it's okay. Sir Thomas Drake, did you have time to check the bee venom curing Lyme disease article yet? I'll take it right now. I'll if it's interesting enough, I'll put it in the docket for tomorrow. Thank you very much, Sir Thomas Drake. Yeah, and if I seem a little bit scatterbrained, you know, like if I act like Kamala Harris, I didn't really get a lot of sleep last night. You know, when you travel and you're like really amped up and you know, not getting a lot of sleep anyway because you're partying hardy. Also, shout out to Ray's Seafood, just as good as I remember when I was a kid. That was a good time. Also, they have good mixed drinks, good cocktails. There might be another reason why I'm a little bit scatterbrained at the moment. But yeah, for a couple of days, I said, you know, fuck it, basically. I was barely online. I just wanted to take like crab pictures and stuff like that. It's fun. What can I say? Yeah, just a sec. I was cleaning out. I had actually sand under my fingernail still. Also, I got a bunch of shit at the beach. I got a bunch of kelp in a bag, so I'm going to put that in the garden. Trust me, it works really well. Although I noticed, I'm not sure if this is due to climatic change, which is a real thing, whether it's man-made or harmful, of course, that's more debatable. But I noticed that there was a change in the species that were there. I didn't see any sand dollars. Normally you find a few. But there were a shit ton of oysters. Like you could have had a goddamn oyster feast there. Probably pearls in some of them. There were thousands of them in the middle of the tidal area that I go to, which is just north of the Windjammer. Thousands and thousands of oysters. Enormous numbers of cowrie shells. You barely found them before, but you'd find big-ass snails, but we didn't find any this time. And I only saw one dead fish. Normally you find some flotsam and jetsam and stuff like that. If you're lucky, you can find an old school buoy or something like that. That's fun. Oh God, broken profit. Sand $5 now. Yeah, Bidenflation has affected the sea life. Last week, and don't worry, when you start giggling over dead kids, then I start to worry. Yeah, I don't find that funny, but Kamala, yeah, she finds that amusing for some reason. How a bee sting saved my life. Ellie Lobel was ready to die, then she was attacked by bees. Christy Wilcox hears how venom can be a savior. Huh. I'll keep that aside, and yeah, that looks fun. I'll cover that tomorrow. Harris has decided to rob Donald Trump, by the way, of a main issue. She's decided to culturally appropriate an issue that I'm seeing all sorts of claims about it. I'll unpack it in a moment. Harris now says that she supports eliminating taxing tips. I believe in this. It's a good idea. I mean, it's not a policy proposal in and of itself that I can criticize her for. It's a good idea. Damn, who was it who suggested that a couple of weeks ago? Oh, it was Hitler. No, Donald Trump. It was Orange Man. Donald Trump already proposed this. I'm seeing liberal commentators applauding her like a bunch of monkeys, like in the zoo, and saying, well, what a progressive agenda. When Donald Trump proposed it, I don't think that you applauded him quite as much. Now, did you? I think there's probably a reason for that. Here's the fact. Donald Trump is the only mainline political figure in recent history to make such a proposal. I am seeing so much astroturfing from liberals saying, well, the Democratic Party has championed this for decades. There have been a handful of Democrats, Bernie Sanders being one of them from my home state here in Vermont, although originally from New York, who have talked about it before. I can recall that. This has never been a mainline platform or a mainline issue for the Democratic Party. I didn't hear Gore talk about it. I didn't hear Kerry talk about it. Fuck, Obama didn't talk about it. Biden never mentioned it. Kamala only mentions it right after Donald Trump happens to mention it. And it reminded me of something. And people need to just astroturf this as a slogan or something like that. Think up something witty. This is basically her Buttigieg East Palestine moment. You remember when the East Palestine derailment happened a couple years ago, right? Donald Trump goes to East Palestine. Now, he's not even in office at the time. And he hands out water and cleaning materials. And it's a token gesture, but at least there was a gesture, right? All of a sudden, the Biden administration that seemed remotely unconcerned with it sends Buttigieg, transport secretary, over a few days later. This is the same exact thing. They bootstrap off of what Trump is doing because they have no fucking clue what they're doing. That's the long and short of it. Kamala Harris doesn't know what she's fucking doing. She doesn't. She has to be told her schedule for the day by staffers that are twice as intelligent as her, and that's probably being generous, considering the state of the campaign. I know that people want to pretend that Trump is now coming from behind and Kamala has all this energy and she's the golden girl and stuff like that. No. That's not what's happening. What's happening is a little bit of a grace period due to the Kasich effect that will wear off. We'll be talking about the presidential debates later. Oh, God. That's really going to sting, whether she agrees to them or not, by the way. This is Mike. Damn, my electric bill doubled. I don't think I can afford 4 more years. I'll be sucking dick for ham sandwiches under a bridge soon in this economy. Yeah, the electric bill here just went up catastrophically as well. Virgil Shadow Sticks. There's news reporting that at least 24 people burned alive by a mob in Bangladesh. Prime Minister has fled the country. I'm looking this up. We might have breaking news. Bangladesh. An interim government was formed after Bangladesh witnessed weeks of violence and clashes triggered by protests over a jobs quota that forced Sheikh Hasina, a 5-time PM, to resign and flee. You are correct. That's going over there for the docket tomorrow. So they've got a new leader. Bangladesh has had problems for decades, though. God, there was a song by, George Harrison, actually. He had a song called Bangladesh. And he was singing about that, trying to raise money for people there, actually. Because he was into like New Ageism, Hinduism, and stuff like that. He took on more of an activist role. So yeah, Kamala, this idea has been fronted before. Trump is the first person to make it like a mainline issue. That's why she had to respond to him. It's never been as far as I know that I've heard several Democrats talk about it. I know that Bernie Sanders has addressed it. I think AOC addressed it at one point. I can't remember exactly. That was some time ago. But it's never been a mainline issue outside of the left. Trump's the first one to make it a mainline issue. Wonderful. Trump's the one coming from behind. No, you're so far up Trump's behind. You're sniffing his colon at the moment, actually. Just saying. Last weekend, of course, they had to steal what Donald Trump is doing. Yeah, they're copying his homework. Last week, I don't need to see that in my head. My apologies. I don't mean to give anyone bulimia. This is Mike. New post on Trump X account for the first time since last year. Here's another weird story. I cannot see his new posts on his actual account. I can see them if they're linked to me, but I can't otherwise see them at all. They're not there. They're not on the public page, at least for me. So I don't know what the hell is happening, but it's something. There's some shenanigans going on. BW, so what do you think? Will her bending knee to Gaza protesters and copying Trump's taxes get her votes back? Is this winning for her? No, it's going to get her dragged because she's strategically retarded. That's the whole point. That's why I'm not worried about her. People need to stop worrying. Don't get blackpilled. Musically assured destruction. Can you explain what you mean by defortification? Voting systems were tankered with during a certain period of time that shall not be mentioned, the Voldemort period for YouTube TOS. And now we're trying to put the genie back in the bottle. Personally, I think that it should just be paper ballot only, hand checked, but we're making progress. Curtis, I know you said don't worry about the polls, but what about Pennsylvania State Department saying they might not certify the election results on election night? That may just be them taking a precaution because it will probably be quite close in Pennsylvania. I don't think that I sense shenanigans all the time. There, I don't really sense any shenanigans. I think that it's more like, hey, guys, we can't run an election because we're stupid. And so there's a problem. Stephen M. Trump just tweeted. Yes, he has been back on Twitter. However, I cannot see any of his posts on his actual page. Last week in the sucking dick for ham sandwiches thing, I don't want to see them in my head. I mean, you can fuck the ham sandwich. There might be someone with, some sort of fetish. And they're like, oh, I'll give you $50. I've got a ham sandwich here. Just slide it in there. Christopher McHale. Tarl, may I please have a shout out, my good sir? We have Christopher McHale, wildlife biologist. Of course you can have a shout out. You're paying me money. Sir Thomas Drake, new Trump post as of 5 minutes ago is on his main page on X. Yes, but I can't see it. Can somebody tell me what he said? Yeah, apparently he's back on Twitter. We are so back, baby. Yes, we got Bangladesh and bees. Unfortunately, we have unfortunate news, which is that right now Hezbollah is striking Israel. Israel is attacking Hezbollah, and it looks like Iran is drawing up for a major battle. I talked about that this morning. It doesn't feel the same as before. Before it was like you rattle swords and you fire off a few rockets, send a few drones in, Iron Dome intercepts them. Israel responds in kind, maybe an airstrike, a drone strike, or something like that. And then you say, okay, well, we don't want any escalation. Bye, basically. And it was a pulled punch. And I had made a video on the topic, and I had said that was what I expected at the time, and that was what I was hoping for. I was not hoping for a regional escalation because it doesn't help anyone. We end up getting involved. Russia could end up getting involved. Certainly millions of people in the region are at risk of dying in such a situation. I don't really care if the 10-year-old is a Jew or a Muslim or a Christian. I don't want the 10-year-old to die. I'm not interested in that because I'm not a sadomasochist like people like Kamala Harris. I'm not a psychopath. I don't want to see children suffer, in other words. The average person doesn't. Kamala laughs like it, and it's real belly laugh, actually, when dead children are mentioned anywhere in the world. Miss Vice President, I'm sorry to say, but there's a famine going on in Indonesia, and they're asking for aid. 20,000 children have so far been malnourished and died in their cribs. She's a fucking psycho. She gives me the creeps, dude. I wouldn't let her anywhere around anyone I cared about, that's for sure. It's like there's, I have a dark sense of humor. I can make grave humor myself. I find it hilarious. But there's a difference between some generic grave humor and talking about some current event where people are terribly suffering, especially if it's like little kids or old people or something like that, and you just start giggling about it. She's a weird fucker. She's a weird person in every possible sense of the word. I worry about this, though. This time, it doesn't look the same as before. It looks like the escalation is coming, and there's going to be a regional conflict. Unfortunately, that means more of our tax money, number one, possibly our manpower, number two, getting chewed up in the goddamn desert, which would be absolutely terrible. What are you going to do? You going to airdrop a bunch of troops into Tehran or something like that? You want a nuclear war because that's how one starts. It's a terrible idea. But Western leadership right now is terrible too. I mean, the Ayatollah could probably run an economy better than Joe Biden. Yeah, but that's unfortunately the person that we have in the Oval Office. It is terrifying. There's a reason why I've got a whole bunch of sleeves of potassium iodide and a gas mask with extra filters, made in Israel, of course, in the bedroom. There's a reason for that. I'm not expecting a nuclear war, but you're getting awfully close to a regional outbreak that could cause one. And I don't want any problems. I want to farm my radioactive leaks and be left alone and make a bunch of pickles and stuff. They'll be worth a lot of money after the nuclear war occurs. Sir, I already read that. This is Mike. You were talking about the ads. This is an actual post. You will see it. It's only a video, though, but probably prepping us for tonight. Yeah, he's going live, I think, at 8 p.m. with Elon Musk. 8 p.m. Eastern, if I remember correctly. I'll be going live at 1 p.m. with the quartering, by the way. It's an ad for his campaign. Oh, I think I shared that one out. That was 5 minutes ago. No, I reshared that a while ago. Let me check this. I'm going to check his page. I've got to do a lot of live fact checking sometimes. And I've got a shit ton of messages there. Jesus Christ. You wouldn't believe how many I had in my inbox when I got up today. I'm like, after 2 days being out of it. Yeah, that was 8 hours ago. Okay, yeah, 10 minutes ago he posted that. Make America great again. Vote Donald J. Trump for president. Donate today. That one showed up. The other ones, for some reason, didn't. If I go to your media page, can I see those other ones? Yeah, the other ones disappeared from it. Even on the media page, I can't see them. They're just not there. He posted, "Are you better off now than you were when I was president?" This was 8 hours ago. "Our economy is shattered, shitter shattered. Our border has been erased. We're a nation in decline. Make the American dream affordable again. Make America safe again. Make America great again." Trump on X. That was 8 hours ago. I can't see that on his page. It doesn't matter where I go. It's just not there. I can see his new ad for some reason, though. I had to double check to make sure it was the right page. Yeah, the last post that I can see on his official page is the mugshot. And then before that, it's from January 8th, 2021, shortly before they banned him. To all those who have asked, I will not be going to the inauguration on January 20th. My birthday, by the way. I've got the shittiest birthday. Everyone else around me has cool birthdays, like they're in summer or spring or something like that. Mine is like, okay, for my birthday, we're going to build an igloo. for my birthday, I'm going to freeze my ass off. Everyone else is like April, August, something like that, like a good month. I've got the shit. It's literally the coldest week out of the year. Thank you. Well, I like being an Aquarius, although according to some people, incorrect people, I'm a Capricorn. It's not worth it. Now, having a January birthday it sucks. What did you do for your birthday? Well, we had a barbecue. That's pretty cool. What did you do for your birthday? I stayed indoors the entire day. I live in Vermont. What more can I say? Last weekend, I just made gold on Google Play. Am I back in the year 2005? I mean, with the whole Israeli Hezbollah thing. Yeah, I mean, it could get bad. That's the problem. This time, it feels different than the first time around. I expected that one would end in, we traded jabs, and then we left each other alone. This time, it feels different, much different. Granite State Man, what do you think Trump and Elon will talk about during the interview tonight? Will Elon's campaign support be discussed? Possibly. I think they might discuss crypto, probably a lot of tech stuff. That's probably the reason why Trump's being summoned there. And Elon might mention that, yeah. Anthraxiomatic Odyssey no longer has ads. Nice. Wasted, good morning from the grave. Shitstone had his Twitter account banned. Well, that fucking sucks. Let's see. Zachary Antle. Hi, Sticks. Apropos of nothing, but I know Brotherhood of the Wolf is one of your faves. The director of it is doing a movie based on Silent Hill games out this fall. You've got to DM me on Twitter with the name of this forthcoming movie because I will be watching it. Thank you very much for that update. Barry Kabalmer. Should there be a limit to tax-free tipping? Maybe a percentage of hourly rate to prevent off-the-books wages, or just let the chips fall where they may? Just eliminate the fucking tax. Fuck every tax. They all suck. I don't want to pay any taxes. Dashing Rogue. New Age BS, belief systems, are leftist fronts for communism, like liberation theology on the right. Pagans need to be screened for leftists. Yeah, some of them, yeah, it's a lot of pink hair and stuff like that. I have noticed that. The exact opposite of 100 years ago, when our great-grandparents were admittedly having orgies and stuff like that, trying to summon the devil, but, you know. Garrett, I went to a re-election event for a representative and talked to a couple of my reps. If you want to talk to the Trump campaign, I could probably get you in communication with them. That would probably be good for the Trump campaign. I'm just saying that I am very strategically minded. Oldest relative, other than Morvidus, Warwick Kingmaker, actually. The Warwicks are not interested in political power. We're interested in putting other people in political power. It's amusing, and it's symbolic too, you know? Space Ham, I work with commies, and they're convinced Kamala has this locked up. They say deplorables makes the MAGA movement sound too cool. Should we bring back 2016 meme energy? I am in Michigan or Minnesota. I'm not sure which one that is. I think that's Michigan. Yes, we need more memes. You need to lock and load, dude. Get those frogs piling up. Tony Martinez, what do you make of Elon interviewing Trump on X tonight? Americans of Cuban descent love Trump. I'm probably going to watch that, but probably won't be able to hit it live. Mopey Hornet. Which side do you think has the veterans vote with both VP picks having military backgrounds? Probably the one that didn't skip out on his troops. I'm assuming there's advantage JD Vance on that one. Joker's Disciple, Theory Time. Kumaner can't win. 25th used on Puppet Joe. Kumaner becomes 47th Prezzo. Global red flag incident to start a draft, so there's no election. There will be an election. Don't worry about that part. Rosemary Woodhouse. December 23rd is also a terrible birthday. I think I would take that over January 20th. It'd be a little bit more forgiving. Like maybe it's in the 40s if you're really, really lucky. BW, I'm February birthday, original day, month, yay! I go back and forth, Pisces to Aquarius, depending on chart. I am an Aquarius, but there are several people that swear that I'm a Capricorn. And I'm like, you know, I've got elements of Capricornus in me, but I'm quite clearly an Aquarius. King of Biltong, good morning from Anton's Meet Neat. Free shipping for your Biltong using code STICKS on BiltongUSA.com and AntonsUSA.com. If your shipment qualifies for free shipping, use code STICKS10 for 10% off. Trust me, you need to try Anton's sweet meats. Webster's Wares. Missed you, Sticks. Hope vacation was fun. It was. Get 15% off your order at websterswares.com using code CLANKER2024 through Sunday. New items added tonight, as well as limited edition Sticks item. Clank on. That's what I'm talking about. Should buy my own merch. Be hilarious. Last Beacon agreed. Fuck every tax. I don't know. I am interested in political power because too many people have fucked this world over the last 18 to 19 years. Here's the problem. The people that want to make a positive change, genuinely give a shit about people, don't want political power. I don't want to fucking run for office. I wouldn't even want to go to Montpelier, let alone Washington, D.C. Oh, shit. I meant to say I am interested. Well, more power to you. If you can become a congressperson or a mayor or something like that, more power to you. I'm going to leave it to other people. Spike, Trump just tweeted a campaign video on X. Yes, we've talked about that. There's a lot of news that's happening rather rapidly. I mean, war between Israel and Iran could quite literally happen during this live stream, so bear with me. I'm doing the best that I can. It's been a couple of days. A couple of very, very fun days. I ate way too much food the other day. No, yeah. Thankfully, I have a cast iron stomach, so I can devour pretty much anything and I still stay skinny. But yeah, I know that I look like a lobster at the moment. Kamala Harris campaign responds to Trump's proposed debate schedule. Yes, this is very funny. Their response was basically, well, we're pleased Trump finally agreed to debate the vice president on ABC after previously trying to back out, even though he's proposed 2 additional debates. We are open to another debate, and we'll continue those conversations. But to be clear, any additional debate would be subject to Trump actually showing up on September 10th. We're not playing games, a Harris campaign aide told Newsweek in Sunday Morning Email. He's literally agreed to the debate. He'll show up. He's already told you that he's going to show up. He's telling you he wants you to show up to 2 additional debates, which is exactly what the Trump campaign needs. Again, if there's a Trump staffer that watches my videos, please thank him on my behalf. This is exactly what you need. Either you drag her before the public and you humiliate her. She can't debate. She's not a good public speaker. Fucking a kindergartner could probably out-debate her on sociopolitics. Trump is a reasonably good public speaker, as long as you use the format like you had on the CNN debate, in which case he's actually fantastic. I mean, he crushed Joe Biden. Even CNN's audience thought that. Kamala Harris can't debate her way out of a wet paper bag. Drag her before the fucking public. Or she refuses the additional debates. Her campaign says, well, we only agreed to 1. Trump can then counter. It's like chess moves. Politics is just chess. Then he says, well, I agreed to 2 debates. The first debate doesn't count. It was Joe Biden. He's not running for office. Now, is he, Kamala? And he can at least extract a second debate out of her. And he can say, look, I already did the CNN debate. We're doing one on ABC, adversarial network, more adversarial than CNN was with the Biden debate, by the way. If I agree to that, why won't you give me a Fox debate? Because they're going to be, well, they won't be less adversarial, but for some reason, I don't know exactly why Trump still has a stiffy for the network, because they've become as bad as MSNBC at this point. However, the Harris campaign suggested this schedule was not agreed to from their side except for the ABC debate. Yeah, but that's the point. He's agreeing to your debate on ABC. He's saying he'll be there. But he wants a couple more debates. This is, by the way, very traditional, and Trump needs to point this out. This is another thing he needs to say. Historically, before 2020, you had 3 presidential debates going back over a half century. The first debate is a general debate. So, you debate domestic policy mainly. You might have a couple of foreign policy questions and, a few other things, a few asides about you and your personality. It's basically the public spectacle debate. The second debate usually was locked around foreign policy only. By God, Kamala does not want to be at such a debate. Trust me. Oh, she'd get creamed. She'll get beaten at the general debate, but at foreign policy, my God, I mean, all Trump has to do is say the border, and then he can walk off stage. The border, Ukraine invasion, what the fuck are you going to do about Taiwan? Kamala, I want to hear what you would do about the situation. And she loses. And then the third was usually like a town hall format. I remember this from 2004, 2008, 2012, etc. That was the usual format. You had 3 debates, but they're only trying to agree to 1. I wonder why they would do that. Why would they want Kamala? I mean, if Kamala is such a great public speaker, everyone loves her. She's got Kamala momentum and everything like that. God, you should get her out in public as often as possible. She's got all this momentum and all of this money and everything else. Why wouldn't you want her to actually appear in public? Trump does it every fucking day. I think we know the answer to that. Let's see. BW. Why do all the competent people who need to be in office not realize that them not wanting to be in office exactly why we need them to be in office? I know. But some of us aren't good at self-sacrifice. All I want to do is grow turnips, my dude. And go to the beach and a bunch of other stuff. Wasted bonehead sticks. Biden dropping out puts Kamala at a severe disadvantage. I agree. No more undead candidate. No more undead vote. Trump has this in the bag. Yeah, by the way, in the bag is being astroturfed as a linguistic term right now. So be careful when you see that terminology used. Again, hey, Sticks, I DM'd you for that writing I was doing. Would you give me your email through DM? Yes, you can have my email. I give it out sparingly. I can't send documents over Twitter DMs. Bump it to the top, and I'll give you my email. There are only 20 people in the world that have my email, actually. It's the modern-day snail mail anyway. Last speaking, because Kamala and the rest of the Democratic superstructure are cowards, including the never-Trumper fifth column. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they're all degraded, terrible people. Zachary Antle, I share my birthday with both Glenn Close and Harvey Weinstein. Nobody special. Coke or Pepsi Sticks. Never drink any form of carbonated sugary beverage. I do not like soda. Back as a kid, I like Dr. Pepper, but I haven't been a kid for a while. Tyler McDonald, betting markets have Trump at 50%. Is it a good deal? Less than 50%. I am not going to give you gambling advice because that's probably illegal and probably against YouTube TOS. But I would be taking the bet, yeah. Metaghost, you are definitely an Aquarius. I'm a Capricorn. Elisha Jones, since Kamala isn't doing the September 4th debate on Fox and the one after September 10th so far, Trump should show up anyway and lambaste her. He plans to do a town hall that day if she doesn't show. And that would be destructive to her campaign. Lance the Lion, Sticks was correct when you debated the DNC shill. Trump did more for weed than anyone. Trump passed the 2018 Farm Bill, model components of weed legal, including THCA, which turns to THC with fire. Yes, people don't really, leftists don't realize this. It's like with the tip tax. A good proportion of all the liberals that were applauding Kamala when she announced that don't even know that Trump suggested it in the first place. Bo Omega, what if Sleepy Joe fires Round Heels as VP and hires Governor Shapiro as new VP? Watch heads go clank on. The Quartering, thank you for 200 extra bucks, by the way, my man. See you at 1 Eastern, bud. Yes, everyone head over to The Quartering. He's on YouTube and Rumble. I think he also has a BitChute channel, and I think he's on Odyssey, but I can't quite recall. Go and look up The Quartering. I am his co-host for the 1 p.m. show on Mondays and Wednesdays. And he's a pretty cool dude. Just saying. Great conversation. Generous as fuck as well. Felix Fanboy Rico. Daddy Sticks Trump posted on X earlier. By the way, I'm going to post that. Yes, I know. I'm aware that he's begun posting on Twitter again. Hopefully that means mean tweets. Wasted Bonehead Sticks, what did Florida man do on your birthday? Not be frozen. Yeah, I think that I'm going to spend my next birthday in, I don't know, maybe I'll get down to Texas for it or something like that. Go to the Rio Grande Valley, go to South Padre. South Padre Island, by the way, huge shout out, great place. Last Beacon, I really wish they could make vote betting legal. I think it's technically kind of a gray area. I'm not 100% sure. Last, as well as simplified. Pamium 1952 is now a monthly supporter. Thank you very much. Still don't know how to, I can't even super chat on YouTube. I can't make a Rumble rant. I can't join anyone's channel. I can't figure it out. It always bounces me. OMG puppies. Kamala is a midwit, but I agree with Scott Adams. She is someone smart running her media now. She might come to the debate with carefully designed sound bites designed to discombobulate Trump. Good luck. She will try. I agree with you 100% on that. Felix Fanboy, what's your sign again? I'm Gemini, the best one. Aquarius, of course. What else would I be? I'm the devil, here to do the devil's work. Oh, here's a fun one. When I read this, Biden is pissed. He was coming out and saying, yeah, it was pressure from the Democratic Party that forced me to drop out. Now, this is funny because I thought that they weren't pressuring him and that he didn't take that into consideration, just wanted to pass the torch. That's what he told me a couple of weeks ago. But now he's saying, well, come on, man. Yeah, I had a bunch of people dissent, and it was basically a civil war within the party. They realized that there was no possibility of me winning. They looked at the internal polling and said, in Nancy Pelosi's literal words, this ain't happening. And so he dropped down. He decided not to run. But that's not what we were told a couple of weeks ago. We were told that it was just he wanted to pass the torch, you know, younger generation and all of this horseshit that was obviously sloganeered horseshit. I have full faith in Kamala. Everything's perfectly fine. But it wasn't fine. The fact is, Joe Biden decided not to run because he has cognitive decline. And people approached him. Finally, they approached him about this and they said, look, you're out to lunch. You looked like a deer in the fucking headlights at the debate. You can barely remember where you are on stage. You're trying to shake invisible people's hands for some unknown reason. You're clearly demented. You've lost it. You're going to end up like another Woodrow Wilson. You're going to, if you get a second term, you're going to end up with, you're going to have a stroke or something like that. And then Jill is going to have to take over. She'll be our second female president after Woodrow Wilson's wife, by the way. Razor Fist has more information on this topic. He may be wrong on stakes, but he's pretty good at civic history, especially his Abe Lincoln video. That was one of his best. The thing is, we all know why he decided to drop out and not run. It was the pressure and the effects of dementia. He genuinely wanted to run, though, and you can tell. If you watch this video, link in the description, he does not look very happy now, does he? He looks rather unhappy with his party. He's not the only high-ranking Democrat, by the way, to suffer the ire of the party at large. Hillary Clinton 2008. Who was the nominee? It was Barack Obama. Who technically got the most delegates? Oh shit, it was Hillary Clinton. They didn't want her to run. They didn't think she could win because she's unlikable, and they don't really like her herself. With Joe Biden, it's not the likability, it's just they realized, number one, he couldn't win, and number two, shit, if you get a second term, we have to deal with Kamala. This is why I still give a high chance of Trump winning. I think that Kamala is being regarded by the party, despite their bravado and all of the shit going on right now, all of the astroturfing. I have a sneaking suspicion that they regard her very similarly to how they regarded Hillary Clinton. They stabbed her in the back. But they can't stop Kamala, of course, not at least on the front end. She's already won the primary. She's the nominee. She's a black female. So they've painted themselves into a corner. And I have a feeling that they damn well regret it. And I'm enjoying every minute of it. I have a feeling that everything else is going to be very, very interesting during this election. By the way, again, if I look tired, I was doing the time warp for several hours the other night. You know, I get back from the beach and, you know, you get a little bit loaded, a little bit zipped, and the rest is history. By the way, I can do the time warp. It's very funny. BW, I wish the red states could get their shit together and start a convention of states to stop the feds overreaching if worse comes to worst. This might start a civil war, but the alternative is communism. Well, there's a third alternative, which is just, you know, attempt to use judiciary reform. We don't need to start firing lead. What we need to start doing is firing off ballots. We need to harvest ballots, knock on doors, get the reluctant friend to go vote, try to clear things out. Trump's leadership is only a soft reset. This is the alternative of going extremist. This is our last gasp, our last grievance saying, hey, we don't like the system the way it is, but the system that we were already using not that long ago is acceptable to us. It's a moderate compromise. That's all I'm saying. Register voters, vote early, make sure that you might be sick on election day. Yes, to Trop 360, I understand that. But enough delegates pledged to her so that, you know, in the end, I mean, it's not a democratic process. Neither is the Republican Party. The RNC and the DNC are not democratic functions. They make their own rules. They act unilaterally. From a top-down perspective, they're very hierarchical. So, I mean, that's a weak attack line. It's legitimate, but it's not going to sway anyone's mind effectively. I wish I had more of that calamari right now. I just got a random craving for it. I'm like, Jesus. Let's see. Dean Davis, Kamala push 2 discriminate, please Google Prop 16. Wasted. I can't wait for the debate, so I'll have to make popcorn. Oh, yeah, it's going to be great. I hope you're watching my live stream reaction. Jason Lane, Arizona Dems are trying to use legal hijinks to nullify legislative changes meant to secure the election and allow the Southern invasion to justify their rigging. Thoughts? That'll play out in court for so long that it won't affect the election, I think. That's my prediction. Bocephus, Sticks, your beach adventure was discussed last night on Matt Christensen's show, and the question came up, what does Sticks wear to the beach? Well, Sticks, just shorts. And boat shoes. You need those on the tidal pools. You do not want to wear regular shoes out there. Trust me. Unless you want your feet sliced up. Palm put. Think the DNC will be total chaos? Less now, depending on whether Kamala decides to alienate the Gaza protesters again. Felix Fanboy Rico. By the way, I admire your story about spice. I used to do it heavy and had a bad episode with it as well. Really took a look at myself many years ago, like 10 plus. Yeah, that's some bad shit. Do not do spice, everyone. Or what was it called? Ivory Mist or whatever it was. David Piersiak. I do the robot cha-cha, ha-ha, and my bionic wiener makes the ladies say, ah. I don't exactly get the reference, but I have a feeling it's from a song or a movie. Let's get to our sponsors, by the way. You know, now that we're 44 minutes in. At least more people are tuning in at this point, so they get more bang for their buck. We've got cultivated-mind.com, where you can get mushroom pills and probably other stuff. and it's pretty good. I take one every morning, although I did forget to take one this morning. I was at the rental property, and in my anecdotal experience, it does boost energy. It does work in my anecdotal experience. I can't say anything more than that because of YouTube TOS with regards to medical advice and things like that. We've got pumpkinfirecrafts.us, where you can get keychains, belt chains, and all sorts of other things. Engraved spoons, glassware is available now as well. And also bookmarks, most important. By the way, I got a bunch of books actually earlier today, and including Paradise Lost. I don't think you'd be surprised that I'm a fan of that particular book. I wonder why. We've got BiltongUSA.com, the land of Anton's sweet meat. Yeah, you can get shredded or in stick form. Suck on his stick. It's get some carbonasi. Trust me, it's a good idea. Also, Stick, Sex, and Hammer tumblers, mugs, and shirts. Wicked Needle Embroidery.bigcartel.com, where you can get hats, actually, with the Ouroboros logo. Some of them are offset, and some of them are centralized, and it says Stick, Sex, and Hammer 666 below. There are several colors available, actually. Good quality. Everyone wanted one the second that I wore one, and, you know, there were like 10,000 messages. Where can I get one of those? Well, you can get it there. Wicked Needle Embroidery.bigcartel.com. HeritageHeirloomSeedCompany.com, which makes amazing soap, sells seed survival buckets, and we should get some new soap in actually soon. That one's for the ladies, so, you know, you got a girlfriend, a fiance, a wife, or whatever, get her a Stick, Sex, and Hammer soap box. It's got lavender in it. I won't reveal the full flavor profile, but it does have lavender in it. That one tends to be a pleaser. Webster'sWares.com/sticks-wares, where you can get, by the way, not just Stick, Sex, and Hammer merchandise. We got knives, we got jackets, we've got the metal straws so you don't kill a sea turtle. It was just at the ocean, so yeah, I didn't see any sea turtles, you know, floating around, so maybe we help save a couple. You can also get Trump merchandise. You can get flags and things like that. You can also get other miscellany. They've got a whole web store there. Jamandbean.com. That is JAMNbean.com, where you can get delicious coffee and tea. By the way, use code STICKS on all these sites if you're prompted to. Jam and Bean is definitely the best coffee. When we were at the beach, I had to drink, you know, those, like, I think they're called K-cups or something. You pop them in the machine and you press it down and then it brews your coffee. And I was like, this is all right. Other than the hazelnut. Terrible. I can't remember the company. But it doesn't hold a candle to Jam and Bean. No, not even close. Jam and Bean does it best. And finally, BrickMuseum.com, based in Bolero, Ohio. They've got a huge Lego collection there. They probably even have like the pirate schooner, which I'm jealous of because I want one of those and have since I was like 10. So I'm always on the lookout, but they're like $200 fucking on eBay in the original box. It's like, oh, I love Legos, but come on, man. Come on, man. Corn Pop's a bad dude. Anyways, go to brickmuseum.com and look at their collection. They've also got Lego-related things that aren't actual Lego sets. It is a formidable collection. It's like the kind of collection you wish that you had, you know, when you were 10. DB for life. Remember when celebrities blasted W for going to Iraq in 2004? Yeah, I remember that. Green Day made an album protesting it. Notice how quiet they are now with all the wars since we're funding them. Funny how that works. Yeah, no, once liberals are in office, all of those so-called punk rockers and, you know, other assorted has-been trash, they don't make protest albums anymore. I remember a song called I Was Raped by the FCC by Cheap Sex. It was a you know, kind of punkish band back in the day. Well, it's been a while. I think that was 2005 or thereabouts. I can't remember the exact year that album came out. I've been raped by the FCC. Bush would take all my freedom from me. Well, look at all the online censorship that's happening. I don't see you speaking out against it. Very odd. Jim Morrison. Life favors those who help themselves. No matter the election, we have many forms of deficit to unwind. Thanks for encouraging optimism and self-help. So much potential is lost to negativity. Great shirt, too. Thank you very much. Yes, be positive. Understand that things could get very bad. Try to help yourself and those around you. If we can just do that as a society, things will be better. They may not be great, but they'll be more tolerable. Oh, there's a famine. Well, we've gotten a food sharing syndicate going or something like that. You know, this dude, he happens to be a whiz bang at growing cucumbers. That old lady loves doing pickling, and that old dude over there, he grows a lot of fucking herbs. Well, you put together a syndicate, and then you share the pickles. You share the labor, you share the pickles. Communism is you share the labor by force. Capitalism is, there's a profit incentive in this for me, whether it's money or not. So I'm joining this band of people. We're basically forming a pickle gang. It's capitalism. It's wonderful. I want to form a pickle syndicate. Based on the fact that the powdery mildew keeps impacting my my greens, I think I should probably be the one that grows the pickling herbs, and maybe I can do the canning too. Let's see. Oh, I already read that one. Wasted. Can't wait for Anton to produce edible underwear, starting with Bill Thong. That's actually a pretty good idea. Meat underwear. Anton. Wasted probably just invented an excellent idea for you. Just do it limited edition, like here's 100 pairs of biltong underwear. You're not actually supposed to wear them. It's just you just eat them. If winter's loading, betting markets have good odds for Trump right now. Should I put my entire paycheck on him? Also, do you know any sites that don't only take crypto in order to avoid fees? I can't give you that kind of advice, and I'm definitely not going to tell you to put your whole paycheck down on anyone. Your paycheck should go into your wallet, generally speaking. Oh, Anton's in a meeting? Well, I'll try to get to him and tell him that that's actually a really great idea from Wasted Bonehead. Basically like underwear, but made of bacon or something like that. Bill Thong. Oh, if you market that and if you sold that fucking shit at Hampton Beach, holy goddamn Christ, you'd get twice as much money per pound of meat. Bill Thong. Wasted, you are a fucking genius sometimes. Thank you very much. Anton will be thanking you too. He's going to thank you all the way to the bank. Goddamn, got to stop giving Anton ideas. No, that's actually a great idea. It would just be a gag gift, like the sort of thing that you would find in Hot Topic. You know, I mean, you could wear the Bill Thong and then get kinky, I suppose. I guess. Wondering how you would actually have it. Well, I guess the point is you don't want it to hold together. You want to eat the front off and then fuck, you know? Bill Thong is a great idea. Could be a multi-million-dollar idea. Bacon-wrapped wiener. Eat my shorts. Yeah, I've never done that with a girl, like, with those, like, they have the fruit leather, and they have, like, underwear made out of them. And the whole idea is, like, you eat it off and then you fuck and stuff like that. I've never done anything like that. If it was biltong, that could be all right. It'd have to be the right kind of biltong, though. Kind of depends. You'd probably want the Wagyu for that, because it'd be easier to, pull off. That would be hilarious. Biltong. Make sure that gets to Anton. And Wasted gets the credit for that. What a great moniker. Eric Basel, Realof Vet Screw Tim Walls. Try a 24-hour MRE. Oh, I've eaten some of those. Australian 24-hour MREs, by the way, are where it's at. Sometimes they have those Musk Lifesavers in them, and they smell kind of like perfume, but they taste amazing. And their carrot soup is great too. By the way, I love carrot soup. Probably on my top 20 list for foods. Redane, if you are interested into a glimpse into future where the left wins, look up the book Kill the Boar by Ernst Rotz. Yeah, I get the reference. Or you can just look up Animal Farm, 1984, Brazil, or any other dystopian movie because leftoidism tends to spawn dystopias. Drogon06, I'll buy a pair for my hubby. Oh, God. Yeah, I'll put on the bilthong and then take a video of me wading out with sharks. All right, everyone, my dick just got chopped off. So now I'm officially LGBTQ and I've become a Democratic voter. No, bilthong is a great idea, right hand Bob. It's actually, you could probably market that. I mean, it stays good long enough. You'd have to refrigerate it. But if you had like braided meat and you turned it into like basically underwear, that could work. Hippies would buy that shit. Market that at the beach where all the tourists go. That would dildos. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't think you want a biltong dildo. Pochette panties. Yeah, we talk about the weirdest shit. Isn't this the greatest channel ever? I have a great time doing this. I've got to, where are you? Shit, I've got like 20 messages at the moment. I'm sorry I can't get to all the news tips. I've still got one more story to cover and we're running up on an hour. Study reports dim odds for finding alien civilizations. Let me pontificate briefly about space aliens. Maybe I can do it in my Jacques Cousteau voice. No, I'm not going to bother doing that. Here's my thoughts on aliens. For anyone that doesn't know, they're out there. There are alien civilizations, probably multi-world species, possibly intergalactic species. There are too many goddamn planets and moons and shit just in this galaxy for there not to be other life around us. Of course, being literally intergalactic, our current understanding of the laws of physics wouldn't allow for it. There's no way you could get from galaxy to galaxy. If you want to get from star system to star system, that's actually difficult too. My idea is that you would take genetic material, hook it up to a very, very fortified computer, send in a lander, and it literally knits the genetic material together. It'd be sort of like Fifth Element. You reconstruct human beings. And there'd be like robots there that would be humanoid, and they would take care of what would necessarily be babies, because you don't want adults, you would want children, and teach them and so forth. Then you can start a new colony. That's the easiest way to do it. You would probably load it into a fucking asteroid or something like that. With thrusters on it to slow it down when so it doesn't just get destroyed on impact. This would be a long-term, multi-year or multi-decade thing. That's just going interstellar. We do have the technology today. We do not have the technology to go to another star system as far as having actual living people in a spaceship or something like that. We might develop the technology. It might be impossible. We're not sure. But as far as aliens go, they exist out there in this vastness. Think about, you go to 10,000 feet. Think about how small things look. Now imagine 10 trillion feet away, like on the next star or something like that. There are aliens out there. There are intelligent aliens. There are planets that are coated with nothing more than what we would consider like moss and ferns. There are planets that are Earth-like that have bacteria. There are planets that are not Earth-like that have life on them as well. It's all over the place. But those places are very, very far apart. The idea that any intelligent species is aware of us is very, very low. The chance of that, less than 1%. The idea that there's anything going on close enough to us to actually witness, so, seeing them, hearing them, anything like that is again, less than 1%. There have been a few incidents throughout time where we think that there might have been like a sporadic radio burst or something like that. It's possible, but it's not likely. It's more likely some sort of other scientific phenomenon. I don't think that there's any other life in this star system other than possibly on Mars, and then it'd be bacterial. So, I mean, it's not intelligent. I don't think that there's life in the nearby star systems. If there was, we would have quantified it by now. But in this galaxy, I assure you, there are hundreds of civilizations. Just keep in mind that these are cognitive beings just like us. And they have all sorts of looks and features. It's like a fucking Babylon 5 episode or going to Mos Eisley. They're actually out there. By the way, they're probably generally bipedal with multiple digits on their hands. Evolution would probably tend to favor that. Some of them might be aquatic. We wouldn't be sure. But there are aliens out there. They're not coming to Earth. And I agree with the article fundamentally. There's no reason to believe that aliens ever visited Earth. Tales about the Anunnaki, etc. aside, yeah, it's probably fairly unlikely. So I pontificated on aliens and the ocean and Kamala Harris, who looks like a space alien sometimes. The Sumerian, yeah, I got that. Waldo319, my first super chat. Can we start calling it the Harry Balls ticket? That works, yeah. Harris and the, yeah. BW, you could be like that porno dude, I don't know exactly the reference. Are you referring to Rocky Horror? Sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania. Ha ha. Watched that clip the other day, actually. I love doing the time warp. It's fun. Also, if you want to see the boobs of Little Nell, you cannot see them in the movie, but you can see them in the video for The Swim. So look up Little Nell, The Swim, and she had several obviously intentional wardrobe malfunctions. She was like, hey, you know, I'm co-starred in this movie. My career has been jump-started. Let me generate some controversy. Unfortunately, all that happened was people saw her titties. Thankfully, when she was still young, she doesn't look as good now. I'm just saying. Crotchless Bilthong by Cat. This is the part of the show where we devolve into complete hedonism. Man, I wish I had the copy of Paradise Lost. I would start quoting some satanic verses. With so much being unknown and so much space, your own theory says it is likely gods exist. I'm an apatheist. I fully admit the possibility of a creator. It's just, I don't think that creator really cares if I worship it. I don't know what to call it. And it hasn't decided to make itself known to me. Only one spiritual being has done that. And it doesn't want to be worshipped. It wants to be friends. Rocky, Pennsylvania State Department said they'll take long to count votes. Yeah, they said there's the possibility. In this particular case, don't get blackpilled. I don't actually sense shenanigans on this one. What I think is happening is they're saying, shit, our voting system is in flux. People are going to get awfully suspicious if it does take too long to count the fucking votes. We need to tell them beforehand, hey, this might be a thing. I think people are reading a little bit too much into it. Lemon curd zero. What's for dinner? Sticks? Not 100% sure. Some sort of salad, though, because I pounded the junk food when I was at the beach. The last meal I had there, I had a hot dog, which is really good, by the way. Pile of fries, huge platter of onion rings. Then I ate Domino's pizza. I can put the food down. Trust me. I have no problem with that. So today I kind of want to take it easy and have, like, you know, some sort of light meat. Fish sticks would be fine. And then a nice big salad or something. BW, I'm talking about the Lorena Bobbitt incident. Lol. Oh, God. Yeah, wasn't that where she chopped her boyfriend's dick off, if I remember correctly? I think he managed to get it reattached, but I'm thinking, like, can he still feel his dick? Man, that would suck. Tony the Greaser, sup cats and chicks, stay greasy. Tyler M, Trump has consistently outperformed for his numbers on election day. The neck and neck poll is good news to me. Yeah, in a tie, he wins. That's the other thing to say. Hillary Clinton was ahead by, I think, 5 points at this point, before the election in 2016, and 4.5 on election day. Unless Kamala soars ahead to 7-8 point lead, it's going to be real fucking tough for them. Bobatized became a verb for a while back in the day. I didn't know that. I was a little bit young to remember that incident. I saw it talked about in Mad Magazine and a few other places. He made a porno after it was sewn back on. Huh. They managed to reconnect the nerves so he could get it up? Or did he have like one of those pumps that like transgendered individuals use? Oh. I didn't know they could reconnect penis nerves. Maybe I should cut mine off and put it on backwards or something. That'd be funny. Huh. I remember that there was such an incident, but I didn't know much about it because I was a little bit young at the time. So, you're not seeing it on the nightly news so much. Horse to man transplants. I wonder if we could transplant human parts onto an animal, do some vivisection. Like if you cut the horse's cock off and put a human cock on there, could they still impregnate a female horse? Would it affect the genetics at all? I'm just mouthing off at this point. I watched Deadpool the other night, so I'm being extra sarcastic. By the way, the only other superhero, supervillain movie that I've liked, Deadpool, other than Joker. I want to watch Joker, actually, maybe even tonight. I will admit, Deadpool was good. The thing I like about it is, okay, yeah, you've got like superpowers and shit like that. Like you can get thrown against a car and survive, get shot in the hand, and it recovers itself. But it's not so unbelievable. Like I never really liked I like Batman more than Superman because Batman doesn't really have superpowers. He's strong and agile and, has all the toys that make the noise. I hated Superman and stuff like that because I'm like, well, it's not believable. That's sci-fi. Deadpool is a little bit closer to reality, and they've sort of gone back to the Bronze Age, actually, movie-wise. Like, if you know anything about like Marvel and DC Comics, there's the Golden Age, the Silver Age, the Bronze Age, etc. You can look it up. The Bronze Age is the best. It got grittier. It got weirder. There's some swear words and stuff. That's always good when you're a kid. They've sort of translated that to film. And with both Joker and with Deadpool, they've really taken the Bronze Age back. And so it's superior. It's much better than, what was like the last Superman movie and shit like that. Oh, Drugon, detachable penis. It's by King Missile, actually, I think originally. I know there was a cover of that, but I think King Missile did it first. Somebody mentioned that on a live stream not that long. It might have been you, not that long ago. Yeah, Deadpool is great because you're breaking the wall, constant swearing and crazy shit going on, and also good choreography, I would say. Like the fight scenes were, actually pretty good. And also, they did some things without CGI. That's something we haven't seen in a while. Basically, trolling your own production company and every franchise known to man. I can respect that. Yeah, I'm not going to give spoilers. I'm just going to say it's a good movie. To Ripsidian. Watch Deadpool. I mean, you have to go pretty far to get me to recommend anything Marvel or DC, anything that's superhero, supervillain related. But yeah, you should watch it. I would give it a 9 out of 10, honestly. Same as with Joker. If you haven't seen Joker, you should see that too. Excellent acting in that movie. Again, the thing that I like is that it doesn't get so much into the, okay, you've got a magic crystal and it made you immortal or something like that. It's more like gritty. Oh, COVIDian lockdowner is back again. Sticks will suck Alan Lichtman's Peter Willie Johnson. He probably couldn't get it up at this point. He's sweating bullets because Kamala is the nominee. He's having a tough day. Oh, Lord, the Tard Troll. Senor Faces. While the third Deadpool movie was good, it felt too MCU for my taste in a Century Fox movie. But a Warwick Fumo plush release will fix this. We will never have a Fumo. Maybe I'll... God. Should I do a limited run of like 10 Fumo plushies or something like that, just to appease this goofy? I guess you could do it kind of like, Stolas over here or something like that. Oh, God, people are saying yes. Anyways, I do have to... No, thank you, Launch Escape. Thank you, Ripsidia. Thank you. Okay, I've got some backup here. I've got backup from Lemon Curd, too. We're forming a gang. Anti-Fumo gang. I really don't want to do anything like that. It feels like whoring yourself out. Now, there are situations in which I wouldn't mind whoring myself out, but not for Fumo plushes. Nick C, did I miss the talk on Joe Biden's saltiness? Unfortunately, Nick, you did. Joe Biden is real pissed. It could have something to do with the fact that Nancy Pelosi came out the other day in her presser and said this ain't happening. We were told, of course, I'll read for you only. I'll reiterate this since you're my friend, literal real life friend. What happened is originally we were told that Joe Biden was standing down because he wanted to pass the torch, right? And so it's like, I'm too old for this shit. And Kamala, I've got great faith in her, as though he does, as though anyone takes that seriously. But now we're hearing from Biden himself 2 weeks friggin' later. After Kamala has already begun campaigning, he's pissed about it. He's sad because the Democrats literally forced him out. Now, we all knew this, but to hear him come out, he's almost throwing them under the bus, I think. He's coming out and saying, well, yeah, it was basically pressure from the Democratic Party. Well, that's funny because the leadership structure at the time was not publicly forthcoming about the fact that they were pressuring you at all. It's totally your decision because you're a big boy. You make your own decisions and stuff like that. Oh, boy, when I saw the article, I'm like, oh, shit. Shit's about to hit the fan, and the Democrats don't even realize it. Wasted. I'll whore myself out for Bill Fong. Always peace out. Clank Wizard. Yeah, exactly, Trop. It was a coup. I mean, we all knew this. It's not exactly like we're learning anything new. It's more like Biden is coming out and kind of wading into the waters a little bit as though he's going to throw him under the bus. And by the way, if Biden does that, I'll actually have respect for him. If he were to come out and say, you know what, Kamala's retarded. Nancy Pelosi's a shit fuck. Chuck Schumer, he's basically just Pelosi's bitch. If he were to do something like that, I'd say, damn, you should have stayed in the race. If you had said those things before, I might have voted for you. Can you imagine? Man, that would be funny. I think he's sort of edging towards throwing the entire Democratic Party under the bus. God, if you do that, you'll have done, you've done nothing else meaningful during your presidency and, shitty things mainly during your Senate career. If you do that, he's like, well, I'm old. I'm demented. I'm being forced out of office by my own party. What should I do? Let's sabotage them. That would be the kind of thing I would expect from some egotistical narcissist like Joe Biden as well. That would be fun. That's what I would do. If I was in Biden's position, I would throw the Dems under the bus so hard they would never recover from it. Oh, yeah. I know a lot about the Clintons, by the way. I didn't kill myself. Here's the dirt. Here's a bunch of classified documents, op research on Democrats that didn't like me. It would be like an atom bomb going off in DC. It would be hilarious. That's the thing. The people have become so jaded with the political system that if something like that were to happen, everyone would like you. Your approval would skyrocket. Joe Biden could get above 60% approval right now, by the way, if he just threw all of his contemporary Democrats and some of the Republicans that he's clearly friends with under the bus. Give us the dirt, dude. Tell us who Corn Pop really was. Anyways, I'm going to go offline. This has been a blast. I went a little bit longer because I didn't stream, before. I wasn't even making my videos. I got to get back into the swing of things. But I've also got to go live with the Quartering in about half an hour. Again, look up the Quartering if you haven't already. We go live at 1 p.m. I'm his co-host for his live show, and it's going to be a good time. So if you want more sarcasm, yeah, we've got it in the bag. What do fuck sticks? I need a recipe for the perfect tomato-producing soil. Any regular compost, just remember to add azomite, and if you add biochar, make sure to actually charge it first. It needs a little bit more nitrogen at first, but then it's going to need a bit more potassium, so balance your fertilizer and go organic. You do not need chemical fertilizers for tomatoes. Maybe if you're growing an acre of corn or something, maybe you use some Miracle-Gro. Otherwise, always go organic. It is good for you. And by the way, the tomatoes will taste better. We harvested a bag, probably this big, just of cherry tomatoes earlier. And a bunch of Romas, too. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do with them. I mean, I don't have something to make sauce right now. I'm going to do the best that I can. I'll probably end up roasting them all. Anyways, I'm going offline. I'll be back tomorrow. Don't worry, with my morning videos. Thank you. Yes, I'll be at 1 p.m. on the Quartering to Dragon. And then I'll go live again tomorrow. Probably. I mean, you never know. I could get killed or something. That's about all. Peace out.